Oh, yeah. 1-800-449-8255. And welcome to the crazy world of Arthur Sharkey, where I'm going to describe an album from 1968. And of course, we all know the song. It's just so amazing. But really, this whole album is incredible. Produced by Kit Lambert of The Who infamy or fame. And along with Pete Townsend, I believe. I'm not sure if Pete was really in the studio with this. I think he was. He might have just been like associate producer, or you know how that is, executive producer. But this album puts off a vibe like maybe Pete and Kit were in the room behind the glass as the crazy world of Arthur Brown worked its magic inside where the egg cartons were back in 1968. This album has a vibe like 1967, you guys. And it was released June 1968. But it very much sounds 1967. It does. It's psychedelic. It's a little soulful, which is weird. It's very rock and roll. It's very hard rocking. Every track is really good. Could it have been better? Yeah, you know how that is. Me, Clark the Shark, I'm always speculative of what could have been here without Kit Lambert, because we all know his shortcomings with The Who. Like Tommy could have been better. The Who Sell Out maybe couldn't have been better. It's awesome. But I just think overall, in general, The Who were better off with Shel Talmy than they were with Kit Lambert, even though Shel Talmy was a complete ripoff who signed The Who into a slave contract. I think The Who would have made better records over the years with Shel Talmy than they did with Kit Lambert, but who knows? I could be right or wrong there. What do I know? I'm just Clark the Shark, your humble servant here. Talk radio guy #1 worldwide, syndicated from WABC Radio New York. Here from the golden EIB fabulous Sharkerphone. It's not a microphone, it's a Sharkerphone because it's made of solid gold. And I'm talking about the crazy world of Arthur Brown. I'm sure that Mario Lopez could do better here, you guys, but we couldn't get him. All we have here for now today is me, yours truly, Sharkadoodle-Doo, the Sharkalama Ding Dong, and I can only do what I can only do. But when it comes to the crazy world of Arthur Brown, baby, I know this album, and I know it well, probably better than any human being on planet Earth. And that's why I run the Clark the Shark Show, because my knowledge and wisdom is paramount. Key importance. You got to have it. And remember, around the South Bay, key influential surfers love Clark the Shark. All over the place, even Lanada Bay, right down to Carlsbad, Oceanside, Encinitas, Black's Beach, everywhere, Moonlight Beach. People who surf, they swear by Clark the Shark. Even though when I was a child, I was just 8, 9, 10, 14 years old trying to surf, and they threw rocks at me. One time they hit me in the head near my eye and almost took my eyeball out. That's how much they love me, Clark the Shark, that they won't even let me surf. But at least they can't stop me from reviewing The Crazy World of Arthur Brown, 1968. This album, which could have been better if it didn't have Kit Lambert, but who knows? Maybe it's as good as it could be. You just never know. There were some good things to Kit Lambert, even though The Who, Tommy, could have been much better. everything all in all, a brick in the wall, like Blake Douchebag would say, all in all is all we are. And it was what it was. The Who, Tommy, and the Who Sell Out, which is really better than Tommy. But I don't know, you guys. The Crazy World of Arthur Brown, this debut fucking album is pretty damn good. And I'm going to break down every track on it. I don't care what the stars say. I know the reviews here are going to be all over the place. I haven't even looked yet, but it's going to get a 1, it's going to get a 5, it's going to get a 3. It's just really hard to grasp this weird, soulful, bluesy rock garage, but polished garage album. That has, just all kinds of fucking fascinating shit happening on it, you guys. It influenced the likes of Alice Cooper and others, baby. David Bowie, fuck yeah, certainly. All Music gives it a 4 out of 5. That's pretty good. Classic rock, a 2.5 out of 5. And of course, this album must be fucking awesome and really good because the Rolling Stone album guide only gave it a 1 star. So that tells you right there that it's a fucking kick-ass album if Rolling Stone hated it. I mean, Rolling Stone fucking hated everything Zeppelin ever did. What do they fucking know, right? Side 1, Prelude Nightmare. Now, what he was trying to do here was write like a little rock opera about transitioning into hell or something. Or it's really interesting here. Fanfare Fire Poem, only 151 long, Brown and Vincent Crane. The beginning of this is really interesting. It's scary and, frightening. Nothing like this had ever been done before, really. And you could make an argument maybe this could be amongst the first heavy metal ideas. And I know I cover that subject a lot, you guys. Where did metal begin? Who played hard rock first? Was it the Kinks, the Who, the Stones, or was it the Music Machine or the Standells? Or was it the Beatles, with all kinds of tracks? You could argue, It Won't Be Long with the fucking sick guitar riffs, and Day Tripper and Drive My Car, with heavy metal like inclinations on guitar. You could argue the Stones, Satisfaction, the Who, the Ox, My Generation, and on and on and on. All those bands from the garage years, 1966. You could make a debate argument that just goes on eternal here, people, right here on the Clark the Shark Show. But when we get into this track number 3, side 1, and of course I'm talking about Fire. Now, you know me, Clark the Shark. I believe in the Lord Jesus, and when I die, I want to go to heaven with Christ and all the angels and saints. I don't want to go to that fiery bad place down below. But sometimes when I think about and listen to this track number 3, Fire, it's almost like I'm fucking in love with Satan and I want to die and go to hell or something because this song is so fucking awesome. One of the greatest songs ever recorded in the history of all rock and roll. And baby, you know it. Fire. Do do do. I want you to burn. I'll take you to learn. It's a good message. It almost seems like he's telling you, you don't want to go to hell. You fought hard and you've earned, you've saved, you've earned, but all of it's going to burn. It really is true, you guys. All we all are is just dust in the wind and just a puff of smoke at the beginning and at the end of the day. And Fire, by the Crazy World of Arthur Brown, really tells the story. Now, what's weird about Fire, this song that's like ahead of its time or something, or it's got like these screaming heavy metal vocals that had never been done before. I am going to go on record right now, hear me, Clark the Shark, and I'm going to say that Ian Gillan of Deep Purple, the way he screams in that super high falsetto, annoying screaming like the sound of a cat being raped. I think Ian Gillan from Deep Purple stole it from Arthur Brown and Fire. I do. And I think all of you out there agree with me right here on the fabulous, amazing, incredible Clark the Shark Show. I know that Fire is one of the first heavy metal ideas. It's arguable, you have the Who, Pete Townsend, and Kit Lambert in the mix here. You have Steppenwolf, and you have all these other bands, Blue Cheer, on and on, you guys. There's that one song, I Think I Hear the Sound of Thunder, that is before this from 1967. You'll get a big resistance from 1966 bands, maybe even Arthur Lee and Love with 7 and 7 Is. I mean, this debate goes on and on forever, you guys, and I'm getting sick of it. Who started heavy metal? You might even say fucking Elvis started it. But I think the song Fire, with the Ian Gillan-like vocals from Arthur Brown, is definitely a candidate, you guys. It's ahead of its time, but yet it's right in the times. It even sounds a little behind 1968, you guys. It's got a real 1967 vibe, and it's really funny because it's mainly keyboards and horns. It doesn't even really seem to have bass or guitar on the song, and yet it's really fucking heavy, and you get the feeling with Fire from Arthur Brown. The crazy fucking world of Arthur Brown, you get the feel that Fire is super heavy, and it's one of the greatest songs instantly that you've ever heard. But weirdly, it's not even one of the best songs on this album, you guys, because Coming By, track number 4, Brown and Crane at 5:40, is fucking killer. And so is Time Confusion. You got to hear these two songs. They might be a little long, you guys, but listen to them. This whole side one is like a fucking rock opera. Better than The Who. I know Kit Lambert is kind of a genius, you guys, and he probably had a lot to do with this. And maybe he could do more here with the crazy world of Arthur Brown than he could with The Who. There might even be more talent here in this band. I could be right or wrong, but I Put a Spell on You. Screamin' Jay Hawkins, we all know the version by Arthur Brown is really good, 341. Maybe more interesting than good, but you know me, Clark the Shark. I love it when shit is interesting. And the spontaneous Apple creation, which almost reminds me more of Frank Zappa. Side 2 is very Zappa-esque. Rest Cure, Brown and Crane, good shit. Now, all the soulful shit, I've Got Money, the James Brown cover, is really fucking good, you guys. But you know me, Clark the Shark. I could do without soul covers and other rock covers. I like me some originals. I love it, you guys, and I would have preferred that, even though the songs here are fucking killer. Child of My Kingdom, Brown and Crane, 611 is awesome. Side 2 of this thing is fucking interesting, you guys, I gotta say. And it's a bummer that there wasn't more Crazy World of Arthur Brown in this incarnation, this band here, you guys. I wish Kit Lambert and Pete and these guys could have got together one more time later on. Now, there is this 1971 Arthur Brown related project but that's like jazzy and shit, and it's really weird, and it's nothing like this. It is interesting, you guys, and I want you to buy that. And you tell them you heard it here on the Clark the Shark Show. But certainly, if you're just a young person, there's all these bonus tracks and B-sides and shit. Later, this was later released in 2010. Raiders. Dude, I'm thinking of like Raiders of the Lost Ark or some shit. But anyway, Clark the Shark here. This album is awesome. I give it a 9 out of 10. And if it were 5, I'd give it like a 4.5 out of 5. But had Shel Talmy produced this or someone else, maybe Glyn Johns or something like that, maybe just Pete Townsend all alone, without Kit Lambert, this would have been fucking better. That being said, it's pretty fucking awesome, you guys. Right here on the incredulous Clark the Shark Show, where I'm #1 worldwide for a reason. It's because I got the smooth, silky delivery. You know, it's a really fucking awesome delivery. Only Dr. Demento is better, but what I got that nobody else has, baby, is knowledge, wisdom, and the fucking incredible insights where only I can tell you about albums like this debut from the crazy world of Arthur Brown. And I don't just want to talk about Fire, you know, and the killer fucking keyboards. And I love the way the horns come in and all that. But this album is so much more than that. You got to hear the whole fucking album, you guys. It is trippy. It is psychedelic. It is garage. Yet it is polished and atmospheric and melodic. Truthfully, this is one of the most misunderstood albums of all times plural, you guys. It's an incredible kick-ass album. And I'm bummed out because I feel a little incomplete whenever I listen to it. But I can say that about any album I listen to where Kit Lambert is involved. It always seems like it needs more overdubs, more guitar. Kit Lambert has some hang up with guitar. He doesn't like crunchy, heavy guitar. He seems to like, you know, background, jangly guitar, almost sounding a little like Arthur Lee in Love. I'm not kidding, you guys. This album is heavy and incredible, but it could have been so much heavier, and it could have been so much more incredible. But there is also some weird way where I'm like, I wouldn't have this album any other way. I like it fucking exactly as it is, and I wouldn't change a thing. Right here on the amazing Clark the Shark Show, where I'm the biggest worldwide, baby, because I'm #1 in the solar system. Mars, Mercury, Saturn, Venus, Jupiter, of course, Earth, Neptune, Pluto, but certainly, you guys, definitely on Uranus. The Clark the Shark Show. It's unbelievable. You got to be here daily because I'm always talking about a fucking amazing album. No, today this isn't Clark the Shark's underground garage, you know, like Little Steven. No, it's not that. I'm talking about a polished, produced, sincere, honest album here by the crazy world of Arthur Brown. And I can tell there was some conflict in the studio here between Brown and Kit Lambert. There's some tension, but it adds to the fuel, baby. It adds to the whole thing. And it makes it all so fucking awesome. Vincent Crane, Hammond organ, incredible. Of course, Arthur Brown. The other guys are all important, you know. Nick Greenwood. This guy, Draken Thieger, gets a bad rap on drums, but I've listened to the whole album, and this guy is like fucking Keith Moon, you guys. He even kind of looked like Keith Moon. Awesome. There's another guy drumming too here, John Marshall. I think the drums sound perfectly fine on Fire, you guys. They didn't add the horns at the end to cover the drumming. because the one fucking guy at the record label was whining about the drumming. I think the horns were added because it just sounds fucking killer. It does, you guys. Did this album need more guitar? Yeah, they should have let Pete play, but Kit Lambert, he's the fucking producer here, you guys, and he's got some phobia about guitar. I don't know what it is, but once The Who broke free from Kit Lambert and they were doing, Live at Leeds, Who's Next, and Quadrophenia, they started adding much more guitar and especially heavy power chords like they should have been doing all along back in the 60s. But they just couldn't do it to, as much as to their liking because they had Kit Lambert. And I feel the same way about this album. This could have been heavier and better. And man, I wish Pete Townshend could have produced a Crazy World of Arthur Brown album in 1969 or 1970. It would have been fucking awesome and killer. I want you to buy this album if you're only 18 years old right here in 2024 at Spotify, Amazon, and iTunes. And I want you to tell them that Clark the Shark, he sent you right here from the Clark the Shark Show because you were born long after 9/11 when Mohammed Atta and those terrorists, they blew up the World Trade Center Twin Towers with those jetliners. You, young person, you don't even know why 9/11 happened. You think it's because your Democrat socialist teacher tells you that white people are racist and evil and that those guys from Al-Qaeda, from Osama bin Laden in the Middle East, they have a right to blow up our Twin Towers, but nobody has a right to blow up shit. But you got a right to blow up your brain when you listen to The Crazy Fucking World of Arthur Brown. I want you to buy this album, young person, if you're only 17 years old right here in 2024, and you tell them that Clark the Shark sent you, and you crank this fucking album loud. Do it because you want to hear something pure and honest and sincere from the late 1960s. You're going to get it right here from this fucking awesome album. And make sure you told them, baby, you got it from Clark the Shark. And I'm out of here. Peace.